The mask that wouldn't come off. Death, Mardi Gras, and the ego's final trick. Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday, a carnival of indulgence before Lent, a ritualized farewell to the flesh. But in the Twilight Zone's The Masks, Season 5, Episode 26, Mardi Gras becomes something else entirely. Not a letting go, but a final clinging. Not revelry, but revelation. Not freedom from the ego, but exposure of it. At the center of the story is Jason Foster, a wealthy, sharp-tongued man on the verge of death. He invites his greedy daughter Emily, her vain husband Wilfred, their brutish son Wilfred Jr., and shallow daughter Paula to his New Orleans home on Mardi Gras night. The bait: they will inherit his entire estate. The catch: they must wear grotesque masks until midnight. These masks are not costumes. They are creations. Foster emphasizes this. They are not made, they are created. Just as the ego was made but not created by God, A Course in Miracles, Chapter 3, Section 6, these masks represent a reversal of divine authorship. They are formed in opposition to truth, designed to conceal, but here they do the opposite. They reveal. Each mask is presented as the opposite of who the character thinks they are. Wilfred believes himself to be affable. He receives a mask of greed and cruelty. Emily thinks herself noble and long-suffering. She's given the face of a sniveling coward. Paula prides herself on beauty. Her mask mocks vanity with sneering arrogance. Wilfred Jr., whose gentleness is a lie, wears the face of a sadistic clown. But here's the twist. Foster tells them the masks symbolize traits they do not possess. And this, metaphysically, is brilliant. Why? Because the ego would never wear its own face willingly. So Foster flips the script. He speaks ego's language, flattery mixed with manipulation. You're the opposite of this, of course, he says, as they don the very thing they most secretly are. It's the same bait the ego uses every day. Think of the roles worn in this world. The mask of the good parent, the noble victim, the charming host, the misunderstood genius. Each one a costume that hides what the Course calls private thoughts, the secret belief in guilt, fear, lack, and death. We wear them because we think they protect us, but in truth, the mask is a prison, a form of self-burial, a carnival of self-deception. And here, Rod Serling lays bare the terrifying question: what if the mask didn't come off? When midnight strikes, Foster dies in peace. And in a beautiful inversion, his death mask, the face of death, has not changed. When the doctor removes it, his real face is revealed, untouched, still human, still recognizable. And that is the metaphysical bombshell. Death is not the mask. Death is not the horror. The true horror was life lived under the ego's mask, the fake face, the false self, the persona so worn that it rewrote the very form of the body. Each family member rips their mask off in relief, only to find that their actual faces have conformed to the mask they wore. It has fused to them, not as a punishment from Foster, but as a symbol of what they believed themselves to be. They didn't just wear the mask. They became it. They became their projection. Foster's final lines are haunting. You're caricatures, all of you. Without your masks, you're caricatures. That's the punchline the ego never once revealed. There is no real self beneath the ego mask if the mask is believed. The face becomes the fiction. The dream becomes the dreamer. But Foster is no savior here. His final act is not forgiveness, but vengeance. His death, however, hints at a higher lesson. As the doctor gazes at his calm, unchanged face, he says, "This must be death. No horror, no fear, nothing but peace. That peace is not of the body, not of the flesh, and not of Mardi Gras. It is the peace that comes when the face of truth is remembered. Forgiveness, real forgiveness is the unmasking of belief itself. It doesn't rearrange the mask. It sees that the mask was never real, that all the Mardi Gras faces, beautiful or grotesque, are just variations of nothing. The ego offers masks that can be beautiful, terrifying, exotic, or dull, but all serve one purpose: to cover the light, to obscure the self, to ensure no one sees what God created. Formless, changeless, faceless love. Jason Foster's family walked away wealthy, but faceless in truth. Their inheritance was the ego's final joke: have everything you want in the world and lose your soul in the process. But Foster, though bitter, gave us the clue. His mask came off. His face remained. What he wore was not who he was. That is the miracle of death, not as ending, but as symbol. When death is no longer feared, the ego loses its final hold, for only the body dies. The self remains as God created it, never masked, never altered, never touched by time. And so this Mardi Gras ends not in revelry, but in revelation. The only mask worth removing is the belief in one.